Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all doing fantastic and that you're all having a great day. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and follow me on my other channel, Money Rules, on YouTube. There are links in the description below. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. So, it looks like the pendulum has swung back the other way as the optimism has seemingly re-entered the cryptocurrency space, despite or regardless of any downward price movements that we might have seen over the course of the last couple of weeks. Even after we've gone back up and then gone back down and then gone back up and then gone back down again, a lot of analysts, if not all of them, are now standing back at the top of the mountain. I almost said ringing their bells. Sure, why not? Ringing their bells and reiterating basically what they said before. Usually at the top of the popularity charts is someone who goes by the name of Plan Bitcoin on Twitter. And he's back. The pseudonymous Bitcoin analyst known as Plan B, known for his work on the stock to flow Bitcoin price model ratio, believes Bitcoin's market may have entered a bullish phase a little bit too early. While he suggests that the market has been front-running, Plan B remains confident that Bitcoin will, he says will, at some point this year still hit $100,000 per coin. So, the way that bull markets normally work, for those of you who haven't been through a bull market or just simply maybe have forgotten, typically we have the halving, got it. Then we have a good 3 to 4 month period, 3 to 4 months, where prices tend to be a little bit lull, not down, but more lull. And then usually by the time we get to autumn of that year, we see prices begin to slowly pick back up. By the time, this is the difficult part, usually by the time we get to the following year of the halving, around January and February, this is when Bitcoin normally gets to or is near its previous all-time high, meaning that we would have normally seen Bitcoin's price right now be around $45,000, $55,000. And then by the time we get to February and January of 2025, that is when Bitcoin would have actually been around $65,000 and or $70,000. You might see the problem here. It's because a couple of months ago, we hit, was it $73,000 or $74,000? So it looks like we might have been a little bit early in all of our movements. But I mean, that's up for the analysts to decide. Many market watchers and analysts are still saying that Bitcoin will hit $100,000 per coin before the year ends, with the stock to flow model creator Plan B among them. There's a wide range of analysts, but they're all basically saying the exact same things. I'll show you in 1 second. On Friday, Plan B shared with people on Twitter that the Bitcoin bull market kicked off sooner than expected. He said, "The issue with current Bitcoin market, in my opinion, it went into bull market too early. Normally, halvings every 210,000 blocks are an accumulation phase, but 2024 halving is in bull market phase. So we have been front running, but the market was not ready to go up yet," which I think is actually funny because it clearly showed that the market was ready to go up. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't, it's like, he wasn't ready to play the game, but he played the game perfectly, like as it should have been actually. played when asked if his prediction for an average price, this is his prediction, an average price of 532,000 US dollars in October/November 2025 still held water. He didn't waver. Plan B remained steadfast, confidently asserting that Bitcoin's price will surpass 500,000 US dollars in 2025. There's a big, I want to say big, but there's a gap between analysts who are base bullish and bullish. So typically we've seen price predictions for Bitcoin for next year maxing out around $120,000 to $250,000. Those have been some of the more common numbers. I think 120,000 is so low. It feels like years ago, for those of you who weren't here, a lot of crypto analysts used to, I believe, give very low Bitcoin predictions so that when it did happen, they can go, see, I told you so. It's like years ago when Mike Novogratz, I'm pretty sure it was Novogratz, said that Bitcoin was going to 10K and then it went to 20K and it's like, see? And it's like, well, yeah, you know, like we can all kind of guess that Bitcoin is going to at least go to $10,000. Like, give me something good. 250,000 seems to be one of the more prevalent answers that we've been getting. But there's a fence that you have to jump over. And on the other side of the fence, it's still the Novogratzes, the Kathy Wood, the Plan B, the Jack Dorsey, the Samson Mao, the other guy from Blockstream. Who else is there? There's two other people whose names I'm missing. But they're in the $500,000 plus category. And they believe that the minimum price, and they also have their own fences there as well, that Bitcoin's price will be at least $500,000, swinging over to $1 million. And then in that group as well, you also have some people who think that cycles are over and that once we get to like, you know, a couple $100,000, that basically the rich people won't spend it, give it up, whatever, sell it anymore, which they already aren't. If you've been watching the news or following this channel, the only people who are selling are retail investors. And we know this because there are multiple companies. You have Sentiment, you have whatever these, they all have weird names. They've all said and shown multiple times that the only people who are constantly selling are small holders. Like you are being flushed out on purpose to get out of this market, to basically move wealth into the hands of those who are already wealthy, but getting a little bit off track there. So I will say this. I personally, after going over news daily, I need you to understand what it means to literally go over accumulation news, crypto news, money news, all these things daily. Bitcoin's price at $500,000 to $1 million per coin does make sense. However, I don't think we're going to get that far this cycle. I could see a good like 438,000, like something like really like right before the crescendo, something crazy. $500,000, 600, 700,000. We need like full, you know, all hands on deck kind of thing. We need indications that people like are not selling off some of their gold, but they've completely exited the market and they're like, I have $13 billion and I'm pushing it into Bitcoin. Like that kind of thing. So I don't know if we're going to be able to hit the 5s and the 6s and the 7s. I mean, it would be lovely for everyone's wallet. Like just actually imagine how high in price altcoins would also be in that scenario. Because once again, there literally is not a lot of Bitcoin left. I know it sounds broken record-y, but if you've been following or watching every other day, You've seen the news. It's the same exact thing with Ethereum. There's not a lot left on the market. These people have figured out a very clever way to not move prices as they absorb, the entirety of this market. But yeah, it looks like the optimism is back. It is very nice to see. We have some days where things kind of swoop to the side and people kind of side glance the crypto market. But the larger, no, I haven't seen anyone negative, and I'm glad that these people are just either not in the news anymore or just kind of stopped what they were doing. Years ago, we had two or three crypto YouTubers who kept on, like, their entire mantra was that the market was going to collapse. It's like all that they were doing, all that they were talking about. So a lot of times these people would make videos and say that Bitcoin was going back to 1,800. Bitcoin's going to fall back to 4,000. And I was like, based off of what? What are you talking about? And then the issue is these channels had, every video 200, 300,000 views, and people were selling off their coins based off of absolutely nothing. And then at some point these people like disappeared, and I was like, these people lied to you and made you sell your coins. It just didn't. But there were multiple of them all the time. If Bitcoin was nearing 38,000, they would release a video or multiple videos. Bitcoin's going back down to 2,000. You should sell right now. And it's like, you with what are you basing that on? And they would have multiple videos. The price would go down because the price was already going down over the course of that week. And a lot of their subscribers would sell off their coins. And then these coins, because that's how the news works, these news were subsequently like absorbed by rich people, by whales once again. If you didn't see the video, this is maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. 91% of all Bitcoin is held by whales now because they keep buying what you keep selling. So the more you sell, the more they're going to have. And if we get to $500,000 per Bitcoin next year, these people have like created like dynastic levels of wealth. And if by 2029, 2030, we get to $1 million Bitcoin, well, guess who the new trillionaires are on the planet? It's really crazy. So like I said, I haven't heard or seen from these people in a while, but it's like, yeah. Anywho, right. That's the Plan B news. Quite popular, of course. Let's see what ends up happening. I'm optimistic for prices. I think we're going to obviously go a lot higher in price. But and if we can be honest, there's so much uncertainty in the world right now. And that's what I think is kind of pulling people in all directions. But we'll see. That's the Bitcoin. He said an average price. That is kind of insane. Average price of $532,000 per coin. And yeah, let's move on. Now, I wouldn't call this popular news, but this was definitely everywhere news. Binance is back in the news with some news that should have happened a very long time ago. Following a thorough re-review, Binance has announced that they are going to be delisting several altcoin pairs from their platform. This will happen on the 26th of August. The following tokens will no longer be available for trading all trading pairs. Something called Power Pool. Okay. Ellipsis. Something called 4Tube. Loom Network, Reef, REEF, and VGX token. So, we have, the last I checked or was told, I think above 10,000 coins in the cryptocurrency market. The problem is that the only coins that are actually used are maybe, and this is a strong maybe, maybe 15 coins. And that's a gigantic maybe in the sky. The more likely number is around 6, 8, 9 coins, somewhere around there. A lot of these coins are created to get your attention. I try to warn you all the time and have been doing so for many years, where I tell you, don't pay attention to these coins because they're just shiny poop. Nicest way of saying it. These people create these coins and these projects to try and get you to believe that they have the brand new answer. Now, this also would have worked on me back in 2015, 2016, until I saw the same thing over and over. Going over daily cryptocurrency news since 2016, 2017, you kind of learn eventually, okay, there's really only a handful of coins that are being used or being discussed or being accumulated. Everything else isn't even a distraction. It's like a mega-straction. Not a word, but you understand. So this year, we've seen delistings of a lot of different coins that were once popular, or you were told that they were popular by other YouTubers. We've seen the delisting, finally, of Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's Vision. And I'm seeing, and I'll tell you this, people behind the scenes are trying their best to re-hype up Bitcoin Cash. Probably a lot of wash trading is going on because a lot of the selling that has been happening from the people who got their money back from Mt. Gox has been them selling off their Bitcoin Cash. However, a lot of articles have popped up talking about once again how amazing Bitcoin Cash is, and it is literally a literal scam, the same as BSV. So we're finally seeing major crypto exchanges, and also in this vein as well, Binance announcing the delisting of trading pairs or coins in general because they have no liquidity. Some of these coins on certain days, so for instance, Bitcoin may have $14 billion in trading volume. A lot of these coins will have $50,000. It's usually one person or a couple people trying to do trades slowly over the course of the day to show that the coin is still there, or they're swapping coins back and forth. But if you look at the actual volume, there's no interest in these coins at all. So try, if you can, to remain vigilant. I know it's not the easiest thing when you see other crypto YouTubers or other people on Twitter telling you that this new meme coin is going to be it, or this coin is going to... I've seen thousands of these coins. Even coins that were touted as major projects have disappeared, decimated, gone, like these kinds of things. So I try and help. That's all that I can do. A lot of people think that my help, which is weird, that my help sometimes is like hypey, or what's the other word that people use? The, oh gosh, I can't remember. Like a shilly. Shill is I haven't heard shill in a while. Yeah, that kind of thing. But once again, just bringing you the daily news of what's happening within the space. Sorry if I'm giving you accurate news of what people are buying and what's going on. Also in the Binance news as well, they've announced that they are going to be converting over a dozen tokens on their platform into USDC, while also delisting the other coins. The interesting part is that they're pushing it into USDC because Binance had their own stable coin before, which was torn apart by Gary Gensler. And then the other part is that they were, what was the other one? I think Binance was backing Tether for a while, but I can't remember that. The point is, they announced that they're going to be basically these other coins on their platform that have no liquidity, no one's using them, they're just not whatever. Instead of giving you kind of like a finality date of like, hey, you got to take these coins off the platform, they're going to simply swap them into USDC coin and remove them from the platform effectively. So you will basically get a stable coin in equivalent value as opposed to you getting nothing. Based on users' holdings in their wallets and as the exchange continues to simplify trading pairs. Yeah, because everyone got a little bit too optimistic by listing 80,000 coins on their platform. when barely 30 coins are actually being traded properly on a day-to-day basis. In a blog notice, the exchange said they will be converting 15 tokens. I could not find the actual things on any other crypto news website. The ones that were constantly mentioned over and over were Monero and Bitcoin Gold. I saw in every article, people kept on mentioning Monero, Bitcoin Gold, Monero, Bitcoin Gold, into Coinbase's Circle stablecoin known as USDC. Monero, for those of you who do not know, is a privacy-focused stablecoin that launched around 2018 and rather became popular in 2018 after Bitcoin began to drop in price. For years, Bitcoin was touted as a coin that gave anonymity, and then we found out that wasn't anonymity true. You could totally track Bitcoin transactions, and that's part of the red flag. Whenever you keep hearing Visa and MasterCard and PayPal telling you to link your accounts to their systems, they just want your data alongside your money. So the idea was Monero, Zcash, and Dash. Yeah, another coin called Dash kind of took over the market, and people were like, these are the new coins for the future. And then governments, jumped off of, like, they suplexed basically and obliterated any idea that these coins would have any kind of future around the world. So people asked me even 2 years ago, why I didn't have them in my portfolio, because I mentioned before what coins I had in my portfolio, and people were shocked that I didn't have any of the privacy coins. And I said, no, why would I have that when they're being delisted everywhere and they don't have a future? As I personally don't plan on doing any like underground unscrupulous activities. Why would I want those in my portfolio? So they've been hyper delisted from a number of exchanges. It looks like it's now Monero's turn. I think two coins that have private transactions are still allowed on exchanges, Litecoin being one of them. Litecoin has a switch where you can actually make your transactions private or make them public. If you deposit them to a crypto exchange, you have to turn the switch off to make all your that transaction public, what have you. But these coins have kind of disappeared. And also Bitcoin Gold. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what that is. You shouldn't, and also don't remember it. Bitcoin Gold was part of the trio of the first line of Bitcoin copies, where people basically were creating versions of Bitcoin to say that this was Bitcoin. And I mean, like, vehemently going on the news and decrying BTC and saying that every other coin was the real one. So we had Bitcoin Cash, and then we had Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision, and somewhere in between those, we had a Bitcoin Gold. We also had a Bitcoin Diamond, a Bitcoin Red, a Bitcoin Green. I think there was a Bitcoin Yellow as well. And originally there was a Bitcoin Dark, but I think that got rebranded into Dash, if I'm not mistaken. Anywho, yeah, also being converted into USDC on their platform. Binance did not reveal the reason behind the move. I mean, anyone with literally a 35th of a brain can figure it out. But noted that users can still withdraw the tokens before the 1st of September. None of these coins should have been in your portfolio in the first place. However, I kind of understand if Monero was, if you've been holding it since around 2018 or so. Yeah, we need to get to a market that is more slimmed down. I mean, even if we just really had 100 coins on exchanges, things would be okay. You might have noticed a lot of times crypto exchanges around the world will sometimes have only like 8 coins or 12 coins. Some of them will literally only have 16 coins available because these countries literally were like, wait, can we look through these? Okay, these were the only coins that actually have any trading volume, make any kind of sense, aren't complete scams, and are being used by people. You can only allow 16 coins into your platform, and then other people have been like, crypto freedom, give us more coins. And it's like, you want to be scammed. Like, you want to make sure that you lose money in some sort of way. Anywho, yeah. So that's the Binance news. Makes a lot of sense. Other crypto exchanges will probably be doing the same or should do the same because a lot of these coins are literal garbage. Power pool. Anywho. Okie dokie. Let's move on. Also in the news, the NASDAQ and BlackRock have submitted a proposal to the US SEC to introduce options trading on BlackRock's spot Ethereum ETFs, the iShares Ethereum Trust, and this was all submitted on the 6th of August through the NASDAQ International Exchange. The proposal aims to expand investment options for Ethereum within traditional financial markets. A lot of times this news is touted as something that's good for us. This is only good for the company. They're trying to figure out basically other ways to make money. Like instead of having like one vehicle going down the road, if you can have 15 at the exact same time, all bringing you in money, you're going to do it. A lot of companies, so we're witnessing actively in real time, we are witnessing the hyper integration of cryptocurrencies, namely at the moment, Bitcoin and Ethereum, into traditional financial systems. It's not that it's a bad thing. Sometimes a lot of options or anything, what have you, tend to be based in US dollars as far as I can tell. This is going to be dealing with Ethereum like itself through the actual iShares Trust, which is going to have options on top of it. So it's like a refragment of a refragment of a refragment. A lot of people tend to get quite excited for these things. I myself don't. It would make a lot more sense for the market to just simply deal in Ethereum or simply deal exclusively in Bitcoin by itself. However, that's not the way that the traditional financial world works. They tend to and will continue to make paper versions of a lot of these things in order to have enhanced liquidity within the entirety of the market, but also to kind of basically have their hand in every single cookie jar or have the like literally front running to make sure that other companies, not that they can't do the same, but that they're basically doing it before everyone else. So yeah, we are literally witnessing, we are seeing the integration of cryptocurrencies into traditional financial markets. I don't have it here. I'm probably not going to go over it. There was some company a couple days ago who announced that they were also not the one who's going to be offering it to their 15,000 clients, but it was some other company who also announced they were getting into the crypto ETF game. And there was some analyst who was like, this is terrible. This is awful. Stop integrating cryptocurrencies. And like, we're seeing we've always seen the backlash in crypto, but now we're like actively witnessing and seeing that these things are like, imagine like a tree that just keeps growing and its roots kind of like, latch on to everything. Imagine like a root, like literally grabbing everything within its path around the world. And then at some point you cut one of the roots. You go, oh crap, we have like 8,000 other roots left that we have to also get rid of. And this is what we're seeing right now. So I still think that the final straw for all of this, maybe not the right term, but will be us getting past the $100,000 Bitcoin. I think it needs to be like, and this is what I think the institutions are also doing as well, holding prices back. Because that's a very strong psychological level for us to pass by 100K per coin. The same exact thing at 200, 300, 400,000 when Bitcoin becomes worth more than a home. It is no longer this like fly by night, not paying attention to kind of thing. Bitcoin becomes very powerful. So on top of that, basically making sure that it's everywhere and it will be everywhere kind of just solidifies the market and where Bitcoin ends up going in the future. But That 100K, that's going to be the real shebang for the market. Yeah, so BlackRock and NASDAQ are trying to basically make options on top of their already done ETFs that they have. Cool. Fantastic. I'm sure they're going to get it. You usually don't apply for these things unless you kind of have an inkling. And also BlackRock, you can't own the world and be rejected. That's an oxymoron. Anywho, yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supported. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.